This is the last couple nights you'll be able to get Lamb, Rice, and Bucky at a discount because these guys might all return together in week number 7. And while it's easy to say, I don't think anybody's going to trade for these guys, Smitty. Who's going to trade Lamb? Who's going to trade Rashee Rice, Smitty? Smitty, no one's trading Bucky. Somebody's trading one of these guys in at least 1 or 2 or 3 leagues. Somebody's vulnerable to trading one of these 3 guys in 1 or 2 of your leagues. I can guarantee it. I don't know that you'll get a deal done. Maybe your negotiating skills are awful. Maybe you walk in and you go, what do you want for Lamb? What do you want for Lamb? Lamb, please. Please give me Lamb. I can't help if your tactics don't work. We'll do a lot of training in the offseason to come. I'll do a lot more psychology and fantasy football this coming offseason. I apologize we didn't have more of it. Your boy's really going to be on top of it this year in the offseason, this coming year. But right now, it's all about tactic. It's all about sliding in smooth and being like, hey, what do you want for your Bijan? I don't want to trade Bijan. Oh, okay, who else you got? Well, I got Bucky. He's hurt. Well, he'll be back. No, he's hurt. I don't want him. He's hurt. Will he be back? Maybe he won't come back. No, he'll come back. And then they start selling you on Bucky. That's how you trade. So when people say, Smitty, no one's trading in my league. No one's trading in your league because you don't know how to trade, Steve. Because you trade like a absolute imbecile. We need to be smarter about how we approach players. The Fantasy Football Show. Go get Lamb. Go get Rice. Go get Bucky before week 6 kicks off because they all might return in week number 7. That show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So we have a lot of, go watch the news. If you didn't watch the 8 p.m. show, the 8 p.m. show is all about news, getting you prepped on all the relevant information circling around news wires. So go check out that video after this one if you missed out. We will do a draft tonight. We will do some sort of Q&A session, maybe a phone line session. I'm not sure yet, but we'll definitely answer some super chats. But real quickly, on the monologue will be pretty quick tonight. It's about getting Lamb, Rice, and Bucky. Lamb is potentially capable of missing one more game after this week. So he'll miss one game in week number 6, and he could miss a game in week number 7. But everything's trending very, very nicely. Like, he's out there without tape on his ankle. He's out there doing drills. He's not practicing per se, but he's out doing some practice stuff. And they were talking about Lamb all week like he's not practicing today. Lamb is designated as a did not practice. Every single day they're updating us as though this guy's got a shot at playing this week. They're not talking about he's week to week. You know, he's maybe going to be able to come back in the next couple of weeks. It's uncertain. It's been like Lamb's not practicing today. Lamb might not be playing week number 6, and we're like, we know that he's not playing week 6, but we knew that he probably wasn't playing week 6, but they kept talking about it like that. That's very positive news. Now, he could have a setback. He could actually be getting over the ankle injury really rapidly, but then all of a sudden he plateaus and doesn't get over that hump for the next week or 2. It's certainly possible. So if you go trading for Lamb, trade expecting him to miss week number 7. And then if he doesn't miss week 7 and he plays, then that is a bonus. Ziggy, show me the garden.
Sorry, I'm having trouble. Please try in a little while.
Ziggy, show me the garden. Damn it.
Okay.
I got my electric moped in the front driveway. I just want to make sure no one's trying to steal her. Are you trying to take it? Let me put the camera right on it. I'm doing some work in the office here. See, I normally have my electric moped sitting right here, but it's now in the front. I've got it chained up. It'd be really hard to take it, but it's right here, and so I'm gonna be doing some little construction right here tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully, this will all be done by maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. But I just had to check on the beast. So Lamb, expect him to be out for week 7 in terms of your valuation, your expectation, the cost of entry. But if Lamb comes back in week 7, you're winning leagues on that value. And the person that has Lamb has been suffering. They probably have 2 wins. They're probably 2-3. They're maybe 1-4. And if for any reason they're actually a 0-win team, which is possible, but they're probably more likely 1 or 2 wins. They're eager to get rid of this guy. They're Ziggy off. They're eager to get rid of this guy because they need something. They can't endure this anymore. Ziggy, turn off. Josh dropping 20 gifted memberships in the chat. Josh.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Josh, thank you very much for dropping 20 gifted memberships. If you get a gifted membership from Josh, please thank him right now. That man is on a mission to please, and all of you that got one should be thanking him greatly. Thank you, Josh, for dropping that. Lamb, to me, and you could do some sort of trade where people need running backs, man. That's the key to these trades. And I'm not saying that like Scataboo's easy to trade right now, but if you did acquire Scat and you were smart and you're like debating like ETN and players like Jacobs, and you just did so good for yourself, you can now trade Scat maybe plus something small for lamb chops from that owner. I'm seeing this stuff happen all over the place. Maybe you have a QJ and you're dying to get rid of him, and you can add him to another player and then all of a sudden go get Lamb. These are all maneuvers that can be utilized in order to get Lamb on the cheap. The same thing said for Rice. Rice is coming back after a 6-game suspension, so week 6 will be his final game suspended. Then he comes back, and Mahomes is just going to feed him. And the way that this guy, the line of scrimmage, Mahomie right here, the way this guy is going to run his routes, they're going to be all over the middle of the field. There's going to be wide back action where he just turns around. Mahomes is going to give it to him, and Rice just meanders on down the field. All of these catches that are going to be in this Ceedee Lamb range, you could say, across the middle, in the slot, moving Rice all over the field. This is going to alleviate Mahomes' need to run the ball and try and get all these first downs constantly with his feet, putting abuse on his body. Mahomes says, I don't run in the regular season. I save it for the postseason. That has not been the case for Mahomes at all this year. He's had to run the ball because there's no run game. This is why KC could be in the business of a Kamara, an Achane, or a Walker trade. It's certainly possible. But if Rice comes back, when Rice comes back after his 6-game suspension, it will be Rashee Rice catching short passes to make up for the fact that there's no run game. He becomes the short run game through reception, through wide back type-esque receptions. This is a top 5 wide receiver. This is a top 5 wide receiver. This is a top 5 to 8 running back. And Bucky, in the same sense of, okay, we're worried about will he come back? When will he come back? You got to prepare for him to miss 1 or 2 games, at least after this week, at least the 1 game. Expect him to miss the 1 game. But you might have him after this week missing 0 games. And yeah, Rachaad White might carve out a little bit of a role when Bucky comes back initially because they want to keep Bucky healthy and they're probably worried about getting him injured again. But what if White doesn't over-deliver in this next contest? Then they're going to say, let's get Bucky back in there. So it could go both ways. But no matter what, Bucky's still going to get, I would say, 70%, if not 68% of the work. And Bucky, like Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky, like Achane, on even a 60% workload, is the kind of guy that gets you 100 total yards and a 0.6 TD type of return. That's what you're getting out of Bucky. Maybe even 0.7 touchdowns per game. That's what Bucky's going to bring you going forward. 100 total yards. It can be 50 rushing, 60 rushing, 40 receiving, 35 receiving, 65 rushing. That's what Bucky's going to bring to the table. These in the price tags of these guys will never be cheaper, even though they're closer to return than they were last week. There's still panicked Peters that are owning these guys that when they have one win and they're staring at this record, they have no choice. And it's going to be the person that goes to them and says, let me help solve your problem, that's going to take advantage. That's it. You're going to be sitting there typing up your TPS report in the office. I'm going to dilly-dally and not send the Bucky owner a trade. I'll send him a trade tomorrow. I'll send the right. I got TPS reports to do. I'll talk to the Rice owner tomorrow night. Yeah, Ceedee Lamb owner. I'll talk to him after this week. You are the one, the dilly-dally Danny, that's going to be sitting there and picking your nose when that email comes across and it goes ding. It says trade was made. And you're going to be like, what? What? And you're going to click on that notification and it's going to come through and says, oh, Danny boy traded away Lamb and he ended up getting back Tucker Kraft. Who we like. I'm not crapping on Kraft. Don't crap on Kraft. There's no need to crap on Kraft. He's a good boy. But he got Tucker Kraft and let's call it a Keenan Allen. Who we like. We like Allen too. And you're going to sit there and go, Danny boy, what in the hell were you thinking? What in the hell were you thinking? I was right here, Danny boy. I was in here typing up late TPS reports, eating my Cobb salad that my wife sent with me because she won't let me get wings with the boys at lunch. I got to use the Cobb salad. She's watching the bank account. Can't even go get wings. Can't even get a slice of pizza. It's $6.95 for a slice and a drink. I can't even do that. She's got me by the balls. I'm sitting here working hard, and here you are trading old lamb chops away for Kraft and Keenan Allen. A little Kraft cheese and Keenan Allen. And here I was, ready to give you the world, Danny boy. This is the world you live in. You could say what you want about how you're such a good fantasy football player that you play in leagues where no one makes bad trades. Smitty, no one makes trades like that in my league. I don't play with peons. I don't play with a bunch of nincompoops, Smitty. That's not me. I'm a shark. Yeah, right. Your league has 1 to 2 to 3 bad trades in it every single season, just like mine. Just like mine. You don't even have chicken in the Cobb salad. There's no extra salt packets. You're not even allowed to have salt. And you're out here doing TPS reports and you don't have lamb chops. Imagine how nice it would be to stamp those TPS reports with a big smile on your face as you're a big lamb owner. Yeah! Just stamp it away. Stamp, stamp, stamp all day long. Stamp, stamp, stamp while I sing this song. Gonna stamp the form, gonna make it shine. I got Ceedee Lamb out there working like turpentine. But no, instead, you're stamping with a big, slow maneuver and grin on your face because Mike from accounting, who gets pizza every Tuesday, this guy walks in and he steals Lamb away. Okay, let's hit these super chats and get to it. We're going to do some drafting here shortly. Should I offer Tet and Jordan Mason for Bucky or Ladd and Mason for Bucky? I would probably offer Tet and Mason for Bucky and kind of run, my boy. I mean, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy stuff. Thank you for the super chat, Serge. This one here from Ben. Ben, trade my Debo and Harvey or Hendy for Genty. Debo and Harvey or Hendy. So we'll probably trade Harvey. So Debo, Harvey for Genty. I probably would say that right now it does seem good. Could the win shift? Almost certainly. And if it did, then the other side would be better. The Hendy side would be better. Right now, it just kind of depends on like how many Hendy shares do you have, etc., etc. You know, if you got a lot of Hendy shares, you could take a risk like this and try and go in a different direction. Bowers for Rice. GT12, Bowers isn't even playing right now. I'm not saying I don't like buying Bowers low, but Rice is a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Bowers can be had for a ham sandwich, and I like doing that, but these two don't belong in the same conversation. If you can get Rice for Bowers, you need to go accept that trade, take a lap for even asking, then take an additional victory lap and pat yourself on the back, then come back and watch the show and catch up. Mark, appreciate you. Traded Adams and Aubrey for Rice. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Joe Quesadilla, appreciate you. The Quesadillas are in the house, baby. 20 minutes ago, traded Jamar Chase and Hendy for Javonte and Rice. I could get behind that. Smitty approved. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quesadilla.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I could get behind that. That's good, bro. Smitty approved. Yes. He was stubborn. Not that stubborn. I'll tell you that. He wouldn't add anyone. Well, shame on him for not wanting to get completely raked over the coals, Quesadilla. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Al, my boy Al, dropping a wad on screen. Trade MHJ for Rice today. There we go. We got a lot of Rice trades in the house. Rice to the moon. This guy Rice is... You tell me he's not available. He's not getting traded in my league. Look at all these. Look at all these moves. Look at everybody just dropping wads all over the place, celebrating their joy with the channel. Half PPR, Superflex, Josh Allen, Rice, Igbuka, Judkins, Genty, Tyler Warren. My work's done here. Your work's done here. Log out of the app. Set your lineup, then log out. Go on vacation, bro. Go to the Bahamas. You on a napkin, right? On a napkin when they're bringing you your drinks and the waiter says, "Sir, is that going to be card or cash?" And you say, "I've got an IOU, pal." And then you slide them your roster. You slide them this bad boy right here. You just slide it on over and you say, "Pal, I'll be sending you a Venmo when I get home. I'll be sending you a Cash App for these drinks right here. Here's this IOU, sir." Just slide the 2-hand slide in. Just slide it in like that. And he's going to read this thing, IOU. And he's going to go, "Sir, I'm sorry, we don't accept Wow, Rice, Igbuka, Judkins, Genty, Warren. Hey, Steve, come on over and take a look at this before I flush it." And they're going to look at this thing. And they're going to say, "Bro, drinks are on us. Drinks are on us. It's our pleasure even looking at your roster right now. Can I save this as my screensaver? First drink's on me if you let me take a snapshot of this so I can look at it anytime I want to later on." Thank you. Appreciate you. Cam, appreciate you. CMC for Ceedee and Bucky. What do you think I'm going to say, Cam? You think I'm going to say no to handing me 2 pots of gold for a bag that we don't even know how much gold's going to be in it by the end of the year? One singular bag of gold that may or may not have a hole in the bag and we're leaking out gold chips left and right, or you hand me 2 fresh pots of gold that are solid steel. So nothing's slipping out of these pots. The pots of gold, you hand them to me. They're spilling out all over. I can't even carry all the gold to the car. Cam, do it live. I think we're caught up here. Let's open the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the pentonprint.com phone line. Pentonprint.com. For all your business printing needs. They're the owners of the Addict.shop, by the way. And we're giving away an Addict.shop hoodie for October. A hoodie. It's the yellow spider hoodie. These are the hoodies that we're giving away just in case anybody wants to take a little gander at what they might be sporting later on if they win this. It'd be the spider hoodie yellow. The Addict.shop is where it's at. They're also, obviously, like I said, owned by pentonprint.com. Go check out Penton Print. Do it live. Hold on 1 second, 781. Just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Monty Bowers and Higgins for Rice and Bucky. I mean, Rice and Bucky. Am I speaking clearly? Am I speaking in tongues tonight? GT12. That's a killer trade, my boy. That is take a lap for asking, but take 2 victory laps if you pull that one off. You pull that one off and show us a receipt. We quit our jobs. We come work for you. What are we doing? Smitty, best targets for trading Jamar Chase. Already have Rice, Igbuka, G. Willie. Okay, so you're good at receiver, so you're going after a running back. You're trying to get Judkins, maybe even and something. Genty, maybe even and something. Bucky, maybe even and something. HN. All those players, bro. All those players. You're live, 781. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on? I just was wondering, I got offered Lamb and Breece Hall for McCaffrey in a non-PPR league, and I wasn't sure if that was quite enough. I know you said to do the Lamb and Bucky for McCaffrey, but obviously I think Bucky's a little better than Hall. So
yeah,
non-PPR, I was wondering, what do you think?
I wish you could get a little more than Hall here, but let's ask the chat. Chat, are you going to fold on this CMC situation here in favor of a Lamb and Breece Hall? Look, Breece Hall is still really, really good. And 3 weeks ago, people would have said, hell yeah, because Hall looked like he was, especially after week 1, Hall looked like he was going to be top 5, 6, 7 running back material. He could get traded. He might not get traded. Who knows? He could get traded and it could be great. He could get traded and not play, for 1 week and then be eased into the offense and for 2 or 3 weeks and be like, what in the hell, man? Like 3-4 straight weeks, he's not even being used fully. You never really know, based on the landing spot. But I do feel like this is kind of, close. It's definitely in the wheelhouse of what you need to do. I would probably say this, bro. I truly believe that CMC is going to start wearing down. There's just no way. He's not even doing well on the ground. Like, people are very blinded to this situation because he's producing. Of course he is. They're giving him, he's like the top 3 receiver in the league. But he's averaging like 3 yards a carry. It's not looking as good as one believes it is on the ground. And at some point when Jennings is back now, Ayuk's coming back, Kittle's coming back, that receiving production will dial down. And then you got to ask yourself, will things start to flatline for him because the rushing attack isn't there? They're not running the ball. I believe, aren't the Niners the only team in the league that haven't scored a rushing touchdown? Is that the correct stat?
Probably, because, I know CMC doesn't have one yet.
I don't think they have. Yeah, I think they're the only team left that hasn't scored a rushing touchdown. And so once the targets start to slim a little bit, and he's going to be worn into the ground. I do like this trade. I think I just pulled the trigger. If you can't get anything more, can you get him to add? Let me merge this call. Hold on. 417. Just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Can you have him add anything else to this trade? Lamb, Hall, and something, and there's no slightly better running back that he'll bend on?
So I don't think so. The one thing I was thinking I didn't want to ask, I didn't want to ask before I talked to you, but he does have Mahomes and I have Hurts. I mean, I could try and ask for Mahomes for Hurts, which I know after yesterday you're going to say is an upgrade. So, I mean, I could try and add that into it. I don't think he's going to throw. He's got Kyron and Judkins as his other backs. I don't see him throwing those in the deal.
I personally would rather have Mahomes. Now, Hurts is scoring fantasy-wise. I mean, he is, right now, I know we already played his game, so it's really hard to, use the stats from, he's played his game. But, yeah, he's going to be, in the top 1 or 2 for all quarterbacks because he has that extra game. But I really, really worry about him getting hurt at some point. If you take out this week's game, the one that he just scored 23 points, that puts him down probably
he was 5th in my league.
Yeah, that probably puts him down probably around 6, 7. I mean, 23. He did good. He had a good day, but 23 points the past couple weeks in fantasy has been about QB 14. So there's a chance that he scores about QB 10 by the end of the. Hold on, let me merge this call real quick. Hold on 1 second. By the end of the week, he could, he might be QB 10 or 11. And while he's been QB8 and QB2, he's been QB26, QB14, QB14. I'd rather have Mahomes. I don't know if the chat has answered yet, but if you could get the Mahomes deal side of this thrown in, I would take it.
Okay. Yeah, the Hurts has looked like it's looked really ugly, but then at the same time, it's like, I mean, if he's one, Javonte Smith deep ball away from like a 90-yard touchdown yesterday, and the week before it was that A.J. Brown deep ball. It would have been like a 70-yard TD, and I know he didn't hit him, but those guys are wide open.
But here's the problem, though. His he'll probably finish his QB 10, 11, 12, 13 this week because 23 points last week. He had almost the exact same fantasy points last week, and he was QB 14. So let's say it's QB 10, 12, 13, whatever. The problem is the 2 previous weeks he had 2 passing touchdowns, and he still was QB 14. Like, he's not, the yardage is just not there. And then when the passing touchdowns are there, the rushing touchdowns aren't there. When the rushing touchdowns are there, the passing touchdowns aren't there. He's just not a complete quarterback. But he's scoring well. But he's also looking like he's getting banged up. I see this guy getting himself off the ground slower and slower and slower. And I'd just rather have Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is QB3 right now. And you're talking about Hurts had to play an extra week as it stands right now to pass him. So they're about 7 points apart right now, and Hurts has already played. So give me Mahomes all day long. Mahomes has been QB6, QB20, QB3, and QB4. You get him to throw Mahomes in, I do this deal in a heartbeat. So CMC and Hurts, and you get Mahomes over here. I like that. Do that deal, bro.
Okay, but even if he doesn't throw in Mahomes, at the end of the day, you'd probably do that deal?
I think so, yeah. I think the whole chat would.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate it.
And trust your gut. Is there a world where McCaffrey plays this way the whole year? Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, there's a Spider-Verse where this is going on.
Can I ask you one quick, tiny question? You can just say the guy's name. You don't even have to go in depth on this. Because I feel like I probably won't end up getting through to you between now and Sunday. I'm weak at tight end this week. I got Kittle coming back and hopefully next week. But I got to play either Taysom Hill or Cade Otton at tight end this week. Who are you playing?
And Otton's interesting with Godwin being
the
out.
injuries.
Yeah. That's when Otton seems to do well. So he's a really good pick up and play. Let me merge this call. Hold on. 951, just mute yourself real quickly, please. I'll be right with you. And mute yourself real quickly, pal. I'll be right with you, okay? All right. Otton is, he's nothing special, but he's, last week, five targets, 4 catches, 81 yards. And there was last season where he went through that real nice run of 10 targets, 11 targets, 8 targets. And then he was kind of mediocre the rest of the year. But during that stretch, he had 15 yards and a touchdown. He had 100 yards and no touchdowns. He had 80 yards and 2 touchdowns and 77 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, it was a big string of games. You can't really trip and fall into that much production. So Cade Otton right now, without having a full wide receiver arsenal, I do believe that Baker has some sort of weird muscle memory for throwing to Otton when he needs something. Who was the other option you said?
It was Taysom Hill. So complete
until
wild
Taysom,
card, but we know.
Yeah, I like Taysom. There's definitely a situation where he starts punching in a touchdown or two, and we're like, damn it! But we don't know when that is. Last week he was supposed to maybe do something, and he kind of didn't have enough. I wait till you see it. Go Otton all the way. All right, later, bro.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Let me go over to 951. You're live. Then I'll go to 813. Then to Travis, and then over to 417. So go ahead, 951. You're live.
What's up, Smitty?
What's up?
All right, let me give you a backstory. So I was 2-3, had Bucky and Lamb, made an absolute baller trade. I got Gibbs and Hurts, and I gave up Bucky, Nix, and Rico Dowdle. And then I got offered yesterday. I got offered Rice and Chase for Gibbs and Harrison. Do I take it?
Rice and Chase for Gibbs
Yes.
and MHJ.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it for all day. I can't decide on this.
Who's your running back?
I have Bill and Brees as my starters, and then Marks, Jaden Blue, and Hendy.
Dylan? Who'd you say?
I said Bill, Brees,
Bill.
Hendy, Marks, and Blue.
Okay. Bill, Brees. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just thinking that my running back depth would be a little bit shallow if I took this trade since I'm losing Gibbs.
And then
But my
who's
receivers-
going to the bench when you make this trade? Who's going to the bench?
What you mean? Like my receivers?
Well, what do you mean? What I mean? If you make this trade and you get Rice and Chase, yeah, who is going to the bench that's in your wide receivers? Or is it a flex?
I'd be starting Gibbs and Bill, and then I'd have Lamb, Rice, and I think Pearsall.
Okay.
No, not Lamb. Chase, Rice, and Pearsall. No, sorry. Chase, Rice.
Can you
and,
just tell me who's going
no,
to the
no.
bench in each of these trades? Each of these sides.
Pearsall.
Pearsall's going to
Pearsall.
the okay, Pearsall. So Pearsall goes to the
Sorry.
bench, and you're putting in Chase or Rice, like assuming Rice is back.
Yeah,
and-
assuming everyone's healthy.
Yeah,
everything.
and
I
then
have
if
Lamb, Chase,
not,
and,
okay, so Pearsall. So if not, if you've got Gibbs and MHJ, Pearsall's in your lineup. Is that what you're telling me? And then you're Bill,
not
like-
this week. I have Wando right now, but it'd usually be Lamb, Marv, Gibbs, Hall, and Bill.
all right. I in a nutshell, and I'm gonna answer it in a vacuum. Then, in a vacuum, I'm gonna say I probably would rather have Rice and Chase because I think Gibbs is the best player in the deal by far. But you have
Yeah.
Kyler now injured. We don't know how MHJ is going to work out this week. I still have major concerns about MHJ overall. I still like him, though. I'm still excited. But I think I take this Rice and Chase side. But
Rice and Chase.
it's tempting. I mean, I don't know what's the chat.
Yeah,
say?
it's really hard.
Gibbs.
Yeah, my only thought process though is that I'd have Bill and Brees as my two main starters, and then I'd have Marks, Hendy, and Blue as my other running backs, which are completely uncertain. So if something happened to Bill or Brees, or if they go
What
on
I was trying to have you tell me earlier, but it wasn't coming out. Is Bill going to your bench if you end up keeping the Gibbs? If you have the Gibbs and MHJ side, is Bill
no,
going?
Bill's my flex right now.
Okay,
Bill's my
so
flex.
Bill's in the flex no matter what. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want the lineup if I
No,
do
not
the
really.
trade?
I don't have
Okay.
time. I would say
Yeah, you're
say if when Rice is back, bro, the Chase Rice side's gonna outscore the other side. But it's really really close.
Yeah, I'm 2-3 though, so I don't know.
It's close.
That's fine. 2 and 3 is fine.
I don't.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing, the thing I'd say about this week is, I mean, Chase is going to probably have a pretty nice day. The thing that you might regret is if Flacco looks horrible, if Chase does even worse. I'm not saying that'll happen. Things might be really good. They could be really good for Chase. I just don't know how it's going to go. I'm a little worried about that.
But I'd
lot
be
of
getting
volatility.
Chase over Marv, and they both had their red flags. So I
Yeah.
feel like Chase is better.
And I think Rice, there's definitely a world where Rice is as good as Gibbs. I'm not saying that I would
Yeah,
definitely
it
draft
could be.
Gibbs
It
over
could be.
Rice. But Rice could be literally balls to the wall, absolutely phenomenal the rest of the season. But it's close. Trust your gut. Either way, you probably score the same amount. That's how close the trade is. You know what I'm saying? All right, I got to go, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Smitty.
All right, let me go back over to the 813, then to Travis. 813, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, I just wanted to ask if you could consider doing a video on either running backs or receivers to target specifically for playoffs. I know it might be a little bit early.
Yeah,
but
we're way too.
I like that Judkins video a lot.
Yeah, we're way too early for that because things will fluctuate and then all that advice goes out the trash. I mean, you got to get there in order. I don't plan around playoffs this early. There's just no way. Anybody trying to make trades on that, that's like making draft selections around bye weeks. We're like, well, I'm not going to take the better player because there's the same bye week as this guy, and I want to spread it out. Like, you got to wait until you get really close. You're knocking on the door of the playoffs before you make a playoff trade. Otherwise, you don't get there because you're planning too much for the future. And on top of that, bro, I've seen far too many times where a player is supposed to do bad in a game and they don't. And here you are trying to make trades and stuff based on the schedule. You know, where the player is, because every running back is kind of a PPR potential machine now in the NFL. There's only like 4 or 5 running backs that like don't really catch passes that are legit like top guys, maybe even 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so now if the game script goes sideways, you could catch 50 yards and a touchdown easily. So I'm not all that worried about schedule. Injuries could happen, bro, where you're making a trade, you're trading somebody away because they have a tough injury schedule, or I'm sorry, a tough playoff schedule, and then there's injuries on that defense that you were worried about. And it's like, bro, we're going into week 6. That's way too early.
Yeah,
that's my advice.
All right,
I mean, do what you do. If you like that kind of thing, it's just I'm not gonna create content yet.
Yeah, no, I just really like the Judkins video.
Which one are you talking about? What did I do with Judkins that you're talking about?
You were talking about his playoff schedule.
Oh yeah, I mean I'll mention that when all things are really even and equal, sure. But yeah, I'm not gonna go. Let's trade for this guy because it will come up when we're looking at something and you do see that is definitely it. You know, I'll try and comb through to see if there's anything that makes sense to be like, I like this guy anyway, and check this out. You know, I'll see. Judkins makes the most sense for that, though. I mean, his schedule looks great. All right, later, bro. Good suggestion. It's a good suggestion. I just got to tweak it and find the right. I'll find some stuff for you in the next couple weeks. All right, later, bro. I mean, it just, I think there's a time and place for it, but I think creating like a whole video around it, I think a lot of the advice could change, and I think it would be irresponsible of me to go like trade for these 15 guys because of the playoff schedule, and then like half of them aren't even looking at the same situation. But like if you're talking loosely about Judkins right now, it's a fantastic bonus when you're looking at his schedule. Chrome, thank you for the super chat. I got these. Let me get these super chats out real quickly, then over to Travis. Need number must win week. Well, I'll open when I open up more slots, bro. I'll put it up. Smitty, I have Kyron, JCM, and Hendy on that team. I don't know what team you're talking about, Justin, because your question's long gone. You got to put everything self-contained in its own super chat. I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. Dak and Fields at QB, 12-man. Should I upgrade QB with Chase? No, I love Dak. Is this a super flex? Is it a 1 QB? I don't know. You're not saying
he has he already has Rice, Ibuka, and Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. So I guess he's asking to try to get a better QB using Jamar Chase.
No. You got a lot of bye weeks coming up. Go through that cycle, and then I don't know. Dak is good enough, bro. I suppose if you gave me Josh Allen for Jamar Chase, I would consider it. But I don't even know if I love anybody else enough to say Dak, and why do it? I'd rather have Dak in that QB slot and have that bye week advantage for the next 4 weeks that are going to be brutal. I mean, the byes are brutal. So if you could get Josh Allen, maybe. And Josh Allen can single-handedly win you weeks, so I'd be okay with that. I want something else in return, though, because if you drafted today, Jamar Chase is still going ahead of Josh Allen. Get Sun God and Derrick Henry from my Sutton and CMC. I think that you're not listening, Logan, when I say, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be snippy with you on this. I'm just telling you, when you trade Christian McCaffrey, very rarely are you going to have me say, okay, throw something in just to get them to do this 2 for 2. But the whole concept of trading CMC is to trade him for 2 players. So you've got that started here. St. Brown, and Henry, who Henry has very shaky value. This is not somebody that you go, well, if he throws in Henry, I got to throw in somebody. No, Henry is very shaky value. I would do this. This is what you should do. This is what Christian McCaffrey commands in a trade. You start throwing in guys that you could somehow argue, like Sutton and Henry, you can start making arguments about that at this point. And so why are you giving him something? Why are you trying to even the scale for him? This is what he needs to pay. For Christian McCaffrey, you must make him pay. And I want you to trade Christian McCaffrey, but this is the fair market value, not this 2 for 2. Okay, now let me throw in a top 15 wide receiver. Like, what in the hell are we doing then? Now he's making out in the trade. Like, you need to take advantage of him, bro. You need to make sure he's paying the price of admission. And for Christian McCaffrey, it is required you get 2 players for 1. And if you throw in somebody, it is literally a warm body, type of situation. Lamb out plus Bucky. No, Rocco, are you serious?
Breaking news.
Got White and thank you, Rocco for the super chat. Got White and Achane, so I'm good there. Okay, he's covered. Have Sutton and Jameson Williams 3 and 2, so no panic button. But JMO does shake me a bit. Do I drop for someone like Dobbs or Coleman? No. I like JMO. I still believe in JMO. We are mother freaking 5 weeks in. He's about to play game 6. So his 6th game has not been played yet. Let's not panic on JMO. You drafted JMO, Rocco, probably in round 4, like I told you not to. So you need to hang tight and hold strong. But I said not to get him. I don't know why you didn't listen, Rocco. But this is a guy that I'm buying low. Just like I said, avoid Ladd. And everybody's freaking out right now about Ladd and JMO. I'm now buying JMO and Ladd. I'm now going to repo JMO and Ladd. They call me the repo man in fantasy. You draft JMO at a price tag that you can't pay the returns back. You're losing. You got 1 win. I'll come repo JMO. You bought Ladd McConkey at 3-round territory. I'm here to repo. The repo man's knocking. Open the door. No, don't cut JMO. JMO's a fantastic go-get player. Rocco, I'm sorry to yell at you. You're the man. Appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Travis. You're live.
If anyone else on the phone, you can go to them first.
All right.
I don't know if there is.
And actually, let me hit this one real quickly before I go to that last caller who's sitting there. First season watching you gave me the confidence to trust my gut and take Woody JCM early in PPR. After watching tape, thanks. Woody and Bucky out. Ollie and JCM or make a move for running back. Ollie and JCM are your only starters. Man, Ollie could score or something, though. You never know. I mean, really. And Achane could get traded potentially. Like, it's very, very wild situation. Mostly rumors. I would say I don't mind making a trade. I don't know that you've given me much of an option to like talk about what wide receivers you would move or what you would move, but I definitely don't feel comfortable right now as Ollie is my running back 2. JCM's your current running back 1 with Bucky out. Woody's almost better than Ollie in a normal context. Obviously you can't use him now, but I would say you're probably... I mean, I don't know if I'm making a move for 1 week necessarily, but I would love to know who's on waivers. I would love to know what wide receivers you have, and if we could construct a trade that makes sense for the long term and not just for 1 week. I don't want you making a trade for 1 week. I want the trade to conveniently make sense for the rest of the year and also help you now. What can I get for Mason? And thank you for the kind words. What can I get for Mason and Myers? Bologna sandwich, maybe? I don't think you could even get a ham sandwich. I don't even think you could get a warm, day-old ham sandwich right now. Because Mason's on a bye. I mean, you could maybe trade him still. But Myers doesn't really do much for anybody. I will say that Bowers being out will be helpful. Helpful to Myers' value, but I don't know that people are going to buy on that. Mason, Maybe you can trade Mason, but those two together probably going to be hard because you're going to somebody going, hey, take this bye week player. No one, not very many people are moving on that. I would say that if you could throw in a different player than Myers, like let's say it was a Keenan Allen or let's see what wide receiver would make sense. So Mason, and Mason's attractive, but he's also, people are losing a little bit of faith in him, so that's why it's hard to like trade him. But if you throw him with somebody like DK Metcalf or Worthy, maybe MHJ, maybe Waddle for sure. People are really into Waddle right now. Like that turns Mason back into a low risk proposition, even if he's sitting a week. And then you can go after Garrett Wilson type players. So it'd be Mason and a Waddle for JSN or Achan, or you could really like reach pretty high. ETN, Rice, all those players are potentially available if you're compiling and doing things like that. And then the last two super chats here. Tyler says, Romeo Dobbs or Kendrick Bourne. Probably Kendrick Bourne, but man, anything can happen, so trust your gut on that. I mean, Dobbs can have 0 points or 2 TDs at any moment, but he's very inconsistent. At least Bourne, Bourne blew up, bro, and Mac Jones loves him. So I still believe in that connection in its second week. What trade value on Scat? Adams or higher for wide receivers, truly. I think you could easily get a Derrick Henry if you wanted to take that gamble, but I'd probably rather have Scat at this point. You can't get a Cook yet. You could get it like a Chase Brown and an Adams even maybe. I mean, he's got pretty damn good value right now. He's hyped more than anybody, in fantasy right now. So I think you could reach for the stars. You could probably get Bucky injured. You could probably get Rice straight up. All right, let me hit these phone callers here, and then we'll head back over to Travis. 417, you're live.
Yo, Smitty, this is Ricky. So I called in yesterday about the London for JD5 and I talked to the guy today, and I tried to give him BTJ or just Pickens, and he wouldn't do it. So I offered both of them, and then he said he would sleep on it and let me know tomorrow. So I just try to check on you before I do anything.
BTJ and Pickens for what?
For JD5.
And this is
one
QB? And this is one QB?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
and you're in surplus mode. Like you have players spilling out of your pockets. Okay.
Yes.
So that it's a little different for those of you listening, and you're like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?" But he's got players spilling out of his pockets. It's embarrassing. He's taking the grandmas to the cleaners in this league. He's at the nursing home. He drafted at the nursing home past 7:00. He scheduled the draft after 7, so everybody fall asleep. He's taking advantage of these 7 grandmas in his 8-man league, 8 grandma, great grandma league. One person's not even. What?
I got HN on the 3rd round on the 10th man.
Sure, I bet you did. Okay, so the thing is, this grandma that said I need to sleep on it. She's probably almost up. Bedtime's at 7 a.m. I think you're probably not going to get a deal done, because anybody that sleeps on the trade's probably not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who goes to bed and goes, let me sleep on it, and then they get up and they're like, that is a good trade, I'm going to go ahead and take it. If it was good enough to not sleep on it, they would have jumped on it. To them. So I don't think they're doing it, but sure. What do you want me to say about it?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's not much to say about it. I just wanted to see if you do it.
He's going to be at the wake. You're like, I know I'm not supposed to talk about this right now, but if someone could open her phone up, she verbally accepted a trade, and I would appreciate if someone would process it for me real quick. One of the next of kin.
I'm the league manager. I'll process it right away.
Oh, bro. All right, I don't know. What do you want me to say? Go try and take a bath on this trade, and the person's not even going to do it. I mean, what can I do for you? What else can I do?
I mean, You still think it's outrageous to give away London for JD5 on this league?
London, yes, it's outrageous.
Even though I have Buka and Rice as my starting wide receivers, and like my flex is.
Finish him.
I don't have time to repeat myself over. Like I said this last night, and then he calls in and asks me again, and I tell him yes, and then he wants to. So you sure? Even though I don't. Like a third time, you're gone. All right, Adam, you're not banned from the phone line altogether, but like I had to move on, bro. You're asking me to tell you 3 different times. Rock out your life.
Can I get a whiteboard treatment?
Sure, rock out.
All right. All right. My quarterback is my quarterbacks is Stafford and Love, and then my running backs is Harvey, Charbonnet, Bucky.
Hold on, Harvey. By the way, Adam, I'm not mad at you. You had to deuce out for the moment. I had to move on. Okay, Stafford, Love. Go ahead.
Bucky, Charbonnet, Harvey, Mark, Mason, wide receivers, Buka, JSN, and Buka Alave. And then my tight ends is Ferguson and Goddard. And I'm like one of the top scoring teams in the league.
All right. And you
had... What would you do with this?
What would I do with
What would you do with this team? What would you do with this team?
Bucky, Sharps, Harvey. Who else am I missing at running back? Bucky, Sharps, Harvey.
Marks and Mason.
Okay, Marks, Mason, and then I have Puka, Buka, JSN, Alave.
Puka, JSN, Buka, and Alave.
And then Love. Okay. Tight end.
Ferguson and Goddard.
Okay. So I would definitely trade one of the tight ends because you got 2 guys that are balling. So one of the tight ends in Mason, one of the tight ends in Alave, Mason, Alave, and one of the tight ends. Charbonnet to the Walker owner. I know I tell you that every week, but every week it might change. So Charbonnet and all of that to the Walker owner for one slightly better player. Upgrade your quarterback to the Walker owner using Sharps and one of these guys. I got to think that somebody that's starving for a tight end is wanting Ferguson or Goddard. You give them whichever one gives them the urge to do the trade. Mason, and I don't know that I touched these 3 wide receivers. Don't think I move Buka or Bucky. I'm definitely looking for like a Henry or a Barkley. I think with all of this that we're talking about. And then
what would you try to get for Sharps?
Straight up? I don't think anybody's going to do anything straight up for Sharps.
It's really hard. I've been trying to trade him in a league.
Yeah, Lad, J-Mo. I mean,
yeah.
Or maybe Sharps and Alave. I don't know.
Sharps and Alave for Lad. Sharps and Alave. I mean, you could honestly say that some people want Alave more than Lad, so I don't even know that you could go high. You could probably go higher.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you could probably. I mean, Henry. No one will give you the Henry owner won't give you Henry for Mason, Ferguson, or Goddard and Alave. I'm just curious.
I could try it.
I'd do that. You could go get Bill. I personally rather have Bill over Mason. So if I have to give up a tight end to make that happen, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Walker and Sharps or Sharps and Mason?
Walker and Sharps, so you could do that. But I mean, you'd have to. I don't think he's going to give you Walker for Mason. He should, but he won't. So you could give him a Lave or a tight end to do that if you want to feel better about that. ETN, I'd be very intrigued by ETN using all that. I mean, Mason should get you into a Chase Brown or an ETN if you're throwing all that together with the tight end upgrade. And if not, you're not going to get Judkins. Of course, you could try. You could go after Hampton and just, trade, Mason, and I would be comfortable using Sharps for a week or two while I wait for Hampton. I'd be fine with that. I mean,
Can I give you a running back? Can I give you the running backs that Walker owner got?
Yeah, real quick. Sure.
Yeah, you got Rashard White. Rashard White, Kenneth Walker, obviously, and then Michael Carter and Chase Brown.
Michael Carter. Okay, so I do like the idea of you getting Rashad White for one of the tight ends, maybe. That'd be pretty good for you. And then if I go get Chase Brown using Mason and a tight end and Olave, you can't get that done. Overpay a little bit. I mean, you got to remember you're working with a surplus here at tight end. You don't need both these guys. I feel like there's got to be a deal there.
Yeah, maybe try Mason Olave for maybe Chase Brown, maybe.
Chase Brown? Sure. I mean, the thing is, rock out. Your beggars can't be choosers in this position. I would give up Mason, Olave, and Ferguson, Mason, Olave, and Goddard to get a running back that I felt good about all year.
Would you do Michael Carter for Sharp straight up if they're willing to do it?
No, I would not. I don't know that I don't know what Michael Carter's going to be going forward. I like him. He's okay. I don't hate him at all. I pick him up if he got dropped, of course, but I don't know if I'm counting on that Cardinal situation at all.
Right.
All right. Anything else to rock out?
I'll probably try for Chase Brown or Olave and Mason or Mason and the tight end.
All right. Come back and let me know if you got any of those cooking, rock out. Appreciate you.
All right, cool.
Later, bro. Travis, you got anything else?
Yeah, in Dynasty, you got Rice over MHJ then, right?
Yes, of course. For sure.
And out of these three running backs in Dynasty, who would you prefer to trade away? Javonte, Achane, or James Cook?
Javonte. I like him a lot. Yeah. I understand how good he's playing, and nobody's happier than I am because that was one of the original Moon Men. It makes me feel. It sucks that I'm mad at myself for not banking on Javonte and saying, "Look, I'm going to follow this bold prediction through to the end." I am a little mad at myself, but I'm happy for him, man. And it does make me feel good that advice when he tore his ACL and, my Javonte advice was trash that year, regardless of how it happened. I feel really good about, at the end of the day, it was the right advice. It just, the injury struck. So I feel like it makes me feel pretty good. But it would make me feel even better though if I had the mother freaker on the bold predictions board, though.
So why Javonte over Cook? I'm just curious because he's actually younger. I know he's had a knee injury, but he's younger than Cook still.
I mean, it's debatable. I just think Cook's playing on a whole nother level that I feel like gives me a lot more trade value. Not everything's about what I would do or what I think they're going to do for my team. Sometimes I'm thinking a lot about like, okay, Cook's playing better, even though they're both playing great. Cook's playing better, but at the same time, Cook will be easier to trade if I want to make a move.
That makes sense. I was trying to look up where they both were. They're pretty close, right?
Real quickly, guys, we're going to jump into an Underdog draft. Promo code Smitty, $5, play 5, get 100 using this link, which inserts code Smitty for you. The link is in the description of every video, but you can also manually enter Smitty as the code when it says, how did you hear about us? Put in code Smitty. We'll be jumping in a draft in T-minus like 1 or 2 minutes to give you time to sign up. That link I'm going to pin in the live chat. It's pinned, boom. So draft with us here in just a few minutes. So you're going to end up downloading the app, and then you're just going to sit there. And when you open up the app, you'll hit the originals tab at the bottom left. It's the second option. And then in that little carousel of options, the first one is called Battle Royale Week 6. $7 entry. We're going to jump into that one. You can actually click on it now and wait. It's $7. First place gets $50K. Highest scoring team, highest scoring lineup, $7 to enter. We're going to jump into draft in about 1 minute. So hit that link. I'll drop the link one more time in the live chat. Code Smitty gets it done. If you're watching a replay, the link's in the description, as are the links to all my videos. All right, go ahead, Travis, real quick, and then I'm probably going to jump into a draft here. You can stay on the phone, actually.
Yeah, no, I was trying to look where they were. I didn't realize Javonte was the RB3. I thought he was in the back half of the top 10.
Oh yeah. Wait, so what's Cook at?
6. And
okay.
Javonte has more yards per carry too.
Okay, my bad. I misspoke when I said that Cook's out playing him. Yeah, he's not. I don't know.
Well, it was that last week.
Yeah, trust your gut. Trust your gut on it, Travis. If you like Javonte more long term and you think he's gonna continue to do it, then I love Javonte. I'm fine with that. I just feel like Cook would get you more, but maybe that's gonna change after this week. You know, one more huge game from Javonte, and he might be locked in top 5 overall player.
Yeah, it's a good debate. Sure. So last things real quick was someone was asking, would you start Garrett Wilson or Ted McMillan, considering the matchups? Wilson has Denver with Surtain, and Ted is against Dallas. So it's like completely opposite.
Yeah.
Still roll.
I think my answer is I can't imagine that Garrett Wilson's somebody's third wide receiver. And if he is, then good on you. And I'm fine with the Ted. I'm fine with the Ted over Garrett Wilson, but hard for me to imagine that you can't find another player to debate this with, because Garrett Wilson's like a second to third round turn player. Like, how in the hell is this a player that you're not putting in your wide receiver 3? And if you only start 2 wide receivers, then I guess I get it. If you drafted him as your second wide receiver, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that would be the only scenario.
Yeah, and last thing, and I'll let you do the draft and super chats. Someone asked when they were talking about trading CMC. Someone in the chat was asking, is JSN and Scataboo enough for CMC if you're trading away CMC?
JSN and Scataboo. Probably cutting it close, but acceptable. Rock out, call back in. I accidentally hit the wrong button. I would probably say, chat, vote on that one. Scataboo and JSN or CMC, or even, or is it one side killing the other? Let's see what the chat says on that. All right, rock out 1 second. Chat, vote on that. Let's see what everybody says. Scat and JSN, the first vote. Isn't it funny how 1 week, what 1 week can do? I'm not saying we're I feel like we conduct a scat train. So I'm not surprised, but it's just funny. These answers are so, I mean, scat, CMC, scat.
Yeah. Someone earlier was saying, I'm trying to trade for Scataboo, and I was saying, good luck.
Yeah,
because right now, people want the world to grow. Wait until, I mean, he'll have a week where he scores 12 points or something, not 30.
He is so fun to watch.
It's awesome.
I mean, that guy would literally, if you said scat, there's a 90% chance, let's say he took a headshot and they're like, you got some swelling in your back or something, and they're like, there's a 90% chance that only 10% chance you could come out of this okay. There's a 10% chance you could come out okay, but a 90% chance you could literally cause damage and you wouldn't walk off the field. You'd be like, where's my helmet? Why you hold? I have to. Scat, aren't you going to stretch? No!
No.
My helmet. If you won't give me my helmet, I'll play without it.
Give me my energy drink.
You gotta love the guy. I mean, I hope I run into him at the local deli or something.
Yeah.
This guy will run through a wall. All right. All right, Travis. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or on Patreon. Or on Patreon. Rock out. Go ahead real quick, and then I got a draft.
All right, I need one flex. My options is Jawan Johnson, Harvey, Ryan Flournoy, and Mooney if he's healthy.
Harvey, Jawan, and Mooney and Flournoy. Probably Harvey. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great, choice. It's risky, but you probably got to go Harvey there because they're all risky. A lot of people like Flournoy, but I'd go Harvey.
I mean, he's a 1 week rental anyway.
Yeah. All right, Rock out. Appreciate you, bro. We'll see you in the draft, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, later.
All
right. Phone lines are closed, guys. I'm sorry. Let's jump into a draft. Underdog promo code Smitty. The link is pinned in the live chat. We're going to click on it now. If you don't get into this draft right now and you're just signing up, it's okay. You'll be ready for next time, and you can just draft alongside of us. So just hit that link. It'll take very, very little time. Battle Royale, week number 6. Hit the button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Boom. Loading. 2 more to start. 1 more to start. 1 more to start. Let's pull up the draft. Active draft, week 6, Battle Royale. Showed the board. Show the board, Sonny boy. And then we got 3 super chats. I'm drafting from the 6th spot again. Doesn't really matter. Sticky with a $20 hauler. Sticky, where you at, my boy? Where are you at? Sorry about the delay.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sticky, appreciate you. Yo, wide receiver, Buka, Chase, Myers, Golden, RB, Kyron, JCM, Hampton, Hendy, Harves, Marks, Tootin, Bijan, JT, Cook owner. The Bijan, JT, Cook owner may trade Bijan for Chase. My concern is why it doesn't matter what your concern is, bro. You just take it and deal with the repercussions. I mean, you can't. What are you doing? What do you mean, my concern? Your concern means nothing right now, Sticky. You got to do the trade. You got a bye-week free Bijan, and you just take it and you figure it out. Thoughts on only Chase trade happens. Thoughts if only Chase trade happens. My concern is wide receiver depth, but Rice owner may trade Rice for JCM. I mean, I would give up more than JCM to get that one done after the fact, but I would do the other one and make sure it gets done. But yes, I love both of them. And if you got to give up, let's say, like honestly, bro, I would trade JCM and Hampton for Rice and something small if you had to get that deal done. You know what I mean? Like if worse comes to worse later. But that first trade, you got to just take Bijan and run. And you got to take both those trades. And you give up Hampton if you have to. You're getting such a good deal in the first one. You probably owe the fantasy gods that surrender of Hampton in the second trade. I mean, come on, man. JSN, and we'll go Achan. Start 1 full PPR. Carter, Hendy, JMO. I'm going to go JMO here, bro. I really like JMO this week. I like JMO as a bounce back. People are giving up on JMO. I'm not. I'm going to go buy JMO. They call me the repo man. I'm going to go repo JMO from everybody that didn't pay their bill. Start Henry versus Rams or Hendy versus New Orleans. Probably I'm going to go New Orleans, bro. And I'm going to go Hendy, New Orleans. Give me that matchup. Appreciate you for the super chat. My guy. Thank you, Sticky. Appreciate you. Trade my Sutton and Judkins plus Judkins for his Lamb. Man, chat, can you vote on this one? I probably think This depends on your team, how loaded you are. If you're loaded and you've got a surplus, then you want Lamb. If you are literally taking your Judkins spot is now filled with Michael Carter, then you're in trouble. And I think I'd rather have Sutton than Judkins. But I do think I want Lamb in a vacuum, assuming you've got a surplus. So like 8-man, 10-man leagues, you always have an extra amount of talent. But, Judkins could be very, very close to Lamb. So, but even some of the people saying that they'd rather keep Sutton and Judkins. Again, it does depend on his team if he's got a surplus. He could be sitting Debo every week. He could be sitting Debo, and got to understand, some people are sitting ETN and Debo because they play in an 8 or a 10-man league, and they're like, I got ETN and Debo on the bench. It's like, okay, then yeah, trade a surplus and go get a group of players. We'll go Tyler Warren, and we'll go Quinshon Judkins. So we got JSN, HN, Tyler Warren, Judkins. I like that. We got a super chat here from Richard, who's rest of season Moody. You mean Mooney, bro? You mean Mooney, the receiver? You're talking about Jake Moody. I think you mean Mooney. The Moon Man. Not a Moon Man, but I mean Mooney. Or Horton. Probably Horton for now. Oh man. I'm exhausted. I can't believe it's only the part of me is like, I can't believe it's only week 6 because I feel exhausted. But I love what I do, not complaining by any means. But and then at the same time, I'm like, feels like it's also flying, But I'll tell you, it doesn't matter how good the season is. It doesn't matter if we've had no injuries. Doesn't matter if we've had tons of injuries. Doesn't matter if we've landed more bold prediction. Like last year was essentially a remarkable season for the Fantasy Football Show. Like we crushed it last year. Last year was so good. I honestly, there was so little. You could count on maybe 2 hands how many bad things happened in the grand scheme of things. We had so many good things go down last year. Chase Brown to Bucky to continuation of HN and Kyron to Bijan becoming the guy. Just nonstop goodness happened to us last year. This year, we've been, the whole industry, all of fantasy football, the NFL has been struck with injury, bust, disappointment. 65% of the entire top 40, top 45 is either busted or under-delivered by such an extreme margin that it's crazy. Like, it's been such a bad season from that perspective. The Neighbors injury, the Joe Burrow injury, the impact of Joe Burrow with Chase Brown, everything. Just all of the injuries, the decline of Barkley and Henry, which we were very skeptical of that, so we didn't get hit by that. But there's so many things that just, this season, no matter what, though, what I'm trying to say is, even last year, I can't wait no matter what kind of season we're having. I cannot wait for the offseason. I love the offseason. The offseason is so fun to me. This is fun, but there's a lot of process involved in the in-season. Hitting the waiver wire, doing this, a lot of schedules. I'm a very non-schedule guy. I very much do not like schedules. And we'll go Drake May here, and then we'll grab. Let's go Lab McConkey. I'm a very, very much a fly by the seat of my pants type of guy, and so schedules kind of, they bog me down. I like to go live when news breaks during the March and April, and like those are the things that I live for. So I love the end season. Don't get me wrong, but man, am I already like jonesing for that March free agency, April NFL draft, June, July, August stuff. Like, oh man, I love the off season so much. I know a lot of you feel the same way. It's so fun. Football makes football so fun. Make the off season hella interesting. Thank you, appreciate you, Aldi. Can't wait. And to a degree, this year has been so injury riddled. It is kind of like one of those, like, man, it's gonna be nice to see a reset. But man, are we walking into a season of injuries every year now that blow the last year away? Is the turf, becoming such a problem and the NFL refuses to address it? I don't know. This team looks pretty good. JSN, HN. Let's jump into one more. Cam, I see Cam's team. Cam has Kyler might not play, bro. Cam, you might have just punted that team. Back out. Go right back into the Battle Royale Week 6. Click it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more here. Let me back out of here. And if anybody wants to jump into these, it's Underdog, code Smitty, play 5, get $100. The link's in the live chat pinned. The link is right here as well, freshly dropped. And then let me get into that draft. Yeah, I can't wait for the off season. Also, I'm going to do a lot more fantasy football, like vlogging about the, behind the scenes business, like just me day to day, like me doing this studio. I might record some of this and me redoing this whole wall over here, like just stuff like that. It's going to be, I want this to be like more than just a fantasy football show. I want it to almost be, in a sense, like, at least in these studio walls, I don't know about outside with the family and everything like that, but almost like a sitcom or a reality show, in here. Got offered Lamb for Genty. Should I take it? I would take Lamb in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. Draft him from the 4 spot. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can cook up. Baker going 1. Holy smokes. What is going on here? Go JT. I wonder if Jamar Chase is going to have a baller day. Mecca Buka. I wonder if that one drafter thought he was going to get Buka back. I'll take Baker. You could have maybe got Baker at the 2.6. I mean, you definitely would have. And you could have got Buka at 1. I don't know what he was thinking. Baker. I mean, I like Baker, but like you could have got Baker that second round. I don't know what in the hell. Sometimes people draft so weird. I don't even get it. What in the hell is going on? All right, let's go Jamar Chase here. Let's see if we can summon a comeback. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. I would say what I'm going to do next, but I know we're drafting with a couple people, so I don't want to give away my strategy, but I'll tell you as we go. Adams, Dowdle. I was thinking about taking Dowdle. I really kind of wanted to grab him with the squad. Nico, JSN. Who are you going to take right here? Don't take my boy. Don't do it. Damn you. Damn you, John. Not happy with you, John. I got to get strategic here. I don't think I need to go running back because this guy's already got 2. He can't draft another one. This last guy can only take 1. So that means only 1 running back can go between now and my pick, and I might get screwed. And of course he screws me on Pickens. Let's see if I get screwed here at running back. Ferguson. I love that they take both my Cowboy players. Diggs, okay. I think we're okay. I'm still loving the team. I don't need to stack. I don't need Dak stacked. I don't need it. It's nice, but it doesn't. I don't really care. I'm gonna go easy pick for me here. I can't risk either team 1 or team 2 drafting this running back, so I got to take him now. So I'll go Quinshawn Judkins. So I got JT and Judkins. I got Jamar Chase. I got Dak Prescott slinging the rock. Waddle. Should I trade Jettas and Mason for Jacobs and Waddle? No, I'd take Jettas and Mason. Not close. Sorry. I'm floating below 500 this year so far with these injuries, and my team builds overall in redraft. Not enough depth to make lineup mistakes this year. Fighting to stay alive. DJ, keep doing it. Bro, the whole with the injuries, it's crazy. I don't even know if this is accurate anymore, because there might be even more busts based on when I just clipped this. But I mean, look at this. Jamar, but it doesn't matter if Joe Burrow went down. He busted. Jamar might return to form, but right now he's a bust. Not a half a bust or kind of a bust. He's a bust so far. So far. This is so far. These can turn around. The line through the player means they're injured. Like Malik Neighbors. Let me go ahead and come back to this in a second. But people that complain about like things like, oh, you're missed on this call. Like, this is a crazy year. Let's go with I'll go Lad here. So if the line's through them, they can't rebound. But if there's no line through them, then they have a shot at rebounding. Saquon busted. Jahmyr Gibbs, not a bust. Bijan, not a bust. Christian McCaffrey, not a bust. Yet. Nico Collins, not a bust. Malik, total bust. Can't undo it. He's injured. Puka Nacua, not a bust. Amon-Ra, not a bust. But look at BT. Genty's been a bust halfway. I mean, he's returning value now, but it's still disappointed the ADP. This is crazy. And then if you go over to, and this isn't even including some of the most recent injuries and such, it's gotten even a little bit worse. But that's not the right thing. And then you look at the 25 to 43. It's just as bad, if not maybe worse. Why isn't this dragging? What the hell are you doing? All right, let me come back to this. Hold on. On the clock, Darren Waller. And Darren Waller ain't bad here. Not bad. All right, but look at this. Look at the 25 to 43. I mean, just straight up busts across the board and injuries. It's insane, man. It's absolutely ludicrous. I've never seen a top 40 look like this before. This is the worst top 40 I've ever seen in the history of me doing this professionally. 20 plus years, 24 plus years professionally. I've never seen a top 40 look this bad. And I don't want to hear, he's not a bust because he got hurt. He is a bust until he flips it, until the script is flipped. It doesn't matter, Casey. Casey says that when Lamb's played, he hasn't busted. It doesn't matter. He's a bust right now. He can flip the script, but he's a bust. Everybody that hasn't delivered right now has busted. That's the way it is. Can they flip it? Sure. That's the whole point in buying low and selling high. But this is, for anybody playing through, the whole point of this exercise is if you played through these weeks, right now, and you have these players, you're losing. Any of these players that have complete red X, you're losing, unless you have just one of them. But these are the players that are busting on you right now. Lying through them, they can't recover. All right, I think I'm out of here. Appreciate all you super chatters and you monsters. Angus says, Smitty, it's Angus. Thank you, Angus. Appreciate you. Angus to the moon. Thank you, my boy. That's not to be confused with anxious Angus. That's a different one. My backs are Swift, Genty, Walker. What is this relating to, Benzo? You know the deal. You got to put everything in one question, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. Doesn't matter if I just answered the super chat. Your boy puts it in one ear and out the other. Boom. Move on to the next. I can't retain anything like that. Everybody, make sure your super chat is all encompassing. It cannot reference an older chat or question or anything like that. Everything's in front of me at the moment right now. Let me see if I can go find it, bro. Hold on. My backs are Swift, Genty, Walker. Should I trade Jettas and Mason for Jacobs and Waddle? It doesn't. Your backs don't change the question. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that trade. Doesn't matter what you have. What you have doesn't make me want to do a trade I don't want to do, you know? And looking at it doesn't change it either. But I appreciate your super chat, my boy. Yeah, knowing your team didn't change a thing for me. Guys, hopefully by the time you see me next, thank you for the double super chats, by the way, Benzo. By the time you see me next, this should look different. See you all on the flip side. Deuce. Thank you, moderators. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out the door. Thanks again, Benzo, for dropping the super chat. Appreciate the doubles. Angus, thank you. Thank you, Lag. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Forecast. Thank you, World of. Appreciate you. Sticky, appreciate the 20. Healing, Tyler. Happy Gilmore, Adrian, Chrome, Rocco, Chrome, Justin, Logan, GT, Justin, Cam, Al, Mark, the Mayor, appreciate you. GT12, Josh, Ben, Serge, Travis, Rockout, Sick Nasty, Space, Ricky, Blackbeard, Vampy, DeBalt. Appreciate you all. Casey, see you later. Caps, appreciate you. Sick Nasty, the man. Andy, see you later, bro. Brandon, Shane, Shelly, Random, Don, T-Jat, Brandon, DJ, see you later, bro. John, Random, Double Z, George, Brian Fields, Joshua, Pajama, AK, Deuce.